What was your name again?
Conny.
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 C-O-N-N-Y.
Yeah, Conny. Further.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a background because how I ended up on sabbatical, I shortly told you.
Yeah.
But what I realized also was that I'm on a highway of corporate life, study that has not been selected by me. And I think that's why I started to explore there are people who dare to follow their dreams.
Yeah.
Regardless the craziness or that they don't bring money or whatever, they just did it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm so interested and curious about that. And you just mentioned to me shortly that for a few years now.
Yeah. I think 15 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
A few.
You still have your home life and.
Yeah, so I'm serious. I have a profession and I have to go to work as everybody else 40 hours a week, and it's nearly boring. It's a good job, I like it, but it's always the same.
Yeah.
But I can split off for the winter or a longer part and can do what I want, whatever I want.
And what did you choose to do then last winters?
Mostly I took my bicycle and go.
Yeah, that's like 4-5 weeks? 1 month?
Between 5 and 7 weeks.
5-7 weeks for last 15 years?
Yes.
You would take a bike somewhere?
Yeah.
And
mostly to Southeast Asia because it's very safe to travel there.
Yeah.
It's very easy to go as a woman alone and something like that. But also Morocco and Nepal I've been with a bicycle too. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the idea? Like the first idea?
The first idea, this is an interesting question because if I'm on such a trip, I always ask me why I'm doing this. And it was in my hometown. I come from Jena in Germany. And there were two guys. They started 1990 with a East German pass and go around the world in 5 years. And when they came back, they made a short show, and I was in school on this time, and they told me, they showed me some picture of the world, and I was like, that's what I wanted to do. And since this time, I wanted to do nearly the same, but it doesn't happen. So I didn't this long trip all around the world. But then I got the possibility to go for 8 weeks or something like that. And this, I liked it. And then I thought, maybe it's better for me to go every year, or you can do it more than one times in life because you have so much impression of everything. And so it's, I found my own way to have it. But these two people are very cool guys.
The inspiration
And
for you.
and they don't have there was no internet, there was no ATMs, there was nothing. And they can't speak German and a little bit Russian, and they go all around the world, and after the time of 5 years, they spoke a lot of language, know a lot of people, and really happy guys.
The first trip was New Zealand?
The first trip alone was New Zealand,
Yeah. And you mentioned to me earlier that that was a lone trip and you had to pack everything for you.
Yeah.
Of course, it was not in the 1990s when you don't have Google Translate or anything. There's a bit of more technology and maps support. How did you plan? Maybe the question I have in my back of my mind, were you afraid of anything preparing for the trip?
No, because sitting on a bicycle is everywhere in the world is the same. You have to care for you because of the big cars or the huge trucks or something like that. But it's not the problem. I can repair my bike, so it's also not a problem. All around the world, the people eat and drink, so it's the same. They have the same problems in you, and so no. In New Zealand, I met some small. They have what's the name? No, not the opossums. The possums, and they have a lot of them, and they make terrible noise in the night. And one time I had him directly in the tree next to me, and this was so.
Yeah.
I was, "Ooh, what is it?" That was the only time I feared.
You were feared.
But no,
No
no.
fears. For me, I think I overcomplicated it. I was packing in October. I knew I'm leaving in different countries. I was going to Switzerland where it's cold. I was going to Japan later on, and Thailand where it's super hot. And I wanted to have one backpack, and I wanted to have climbing gear, ski gear, everything. I mean, like, so for me, at least this, I was not afraid, but it was really, how do I do that? I mean, it was complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated. Yeah.
Do you face complications, or like, how do you deal with this part of packing and preparing, choosing the route?
I don't know. In the last years was quite easy because I know how the country works. It's mostly Vietnam, Laos. I love Laos, Thailand, and so I know that I can buy anything, but I don't do it. So I have 3 T-shirts or something like that, and go on. So it's easy. But if you change the countries, it's more difficult.
Then it's more difficult.
Yeah, I don't know. No,
No
fear.
Cool. That's nice. And what Lao? You said you love Lao most.
Yeah.
Then maybe on the Lao, what resonates for you in the place and the experiences you had?
They are very poor. The roads mostly is in a bad. The road is mostly in a bad condition. They have a lot of dust, and I thought, what's happened if I live in this country, on this road? It must be terrible. But the landscape is so wonderful, and the people are so nice, and they don't. I can't say it in English. They don't have problem with other people, so they are so friendly. So you come on a road, and there are 17 shops for oranges, and you say, where should I go? And you go there, and the others are not so, oh, come here. No, it's okay. It's okay. And I thought, okay, how is it? And it's and it's the relation, I think, and I think they are really, really friendly, and they I think it's the thing that you don't ever knew what is behind the next corner. So sometimes there are something cool to eat. Sometimes there are children, they say, "Sabadi, sabadi, hello," or they stay in a line and you have to clap with the cycling, and you come up a hill, climb up, and why I'm doing this, and then 5 children in a line, and they have to clap them, and you feel yes. So that's you never know. I took the bus this time, and there was I needed to do, and it was a night bus. It was a horrible trip. There were fear, and the way was like this, and we come to a village. It was dark outside, and there was 2 children sitting on a campfire and saw the light behind them, and there was a wall, and they checked there was a light, and they stand up and moved like dancing.
Really?
And we crossed, and it was so cool. It was so crazy, and I think they are sitting there for hours. They're not so much traffic, but they recognize, okay, there is the light, and now we make our. It was so, yeah, that's the moment, I think.
Yeah, to be honest, what you now say for me resonates. Like someone asked me in the Haijang loop, we were 5 days, not 1 month. Someone asked, what did you like about the place? I'm like, you know what? Incredible, relaxed state of people, the kindness, and also not intrusiveness, but openness at the same time. Like these kids that are clapping you and they high five. And I mean, when we were in the festival for the New Year's, Lunar New Year, and then I'm like, I feel I'm 3 times taller than them, and they really attracted. Like everyone is like coming to me, but it's not scary and oh, don't touch me. It's really respectfully
Yeah.
intrigued, interested. And I also feel abundance, like in Thailand, in Vietnam, there's abundance of everything and trust that everything will work out.
Yes.
And I'm like, how come?
Yeah.
In a country that's not the richest, far from being richest,
Yeah.
everyone is so happy, kind.
Yes. Yeah. Always, if I have a problem at home and I thought, shit, I was thinking about a woman. It was in Thailand years before. She turned with a motorbike, and she had a sack of rice between, and she take the curve, and the sack fall down, the back, poof, and she stopped, and she was laughing about herself, and she put it again and go, and she was laughing all the time, and it was so okay. I would be, and this is always the moment and say no. It doesn't matter if you it's just the easy life, and you live once, and why should I be angry? It doesn't makes no sense. So.
I'm really curious how they managed to carry that.
Yeah.
Not only, and it's in the villages and in the cities, you would expect, like, I mean, it could be beneficial and be in the village and have that, or it can be beneficial in the city. Anyways, there are different environments. Either way, they managed to keep it.
Yeah.
I asked the guy, he was younger, the Vietnamese guy in Hanoi today, like, hey, what do you think about Vietnamese people? Or like, he also said kindness and chill. And he said, you know what, we care a lot about ourselves and our families, and we don't care much about other people. And I'm like, this is interesting. In the country that's trying to build communism and common good, he's like, yeah, but it is how it is. And I guess when you care about yourself and the nearest, and everyone does it, then it works.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow. Do you manage, because I think your trips are long enough to really immerse in what's surrounding you and disconnect from what you have back home. Do you manage to keep that state when you're back home? And do you actually feel the difference?
Yes, of course.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think. Difficult question. Yes,
Maybe let's start with what's the difference you feel.
The difference. I think it's what you said before, that it's look forward, look friendly forward, and don't see only the problems in your life. And you always try to find solutions. So you be like you are, and there is your way anywhere, and you will find it. So I have to work with a lot of people at home, and I have to tell them what they should do. And you can do it with a smile, or you can do it without. You can say you have to just must on time, or you said, I think you can do it very well. So try, and if you have a problem, ask. And it's a completely different way. And so this is, I think, something like that.
Like that. Yeah. But thanks a lot for this short sharing. Now, for me, what I started with, I said, hey, I think you follow the dream in pieces and bits,
yes,
you know?
It's a puzzle.
The puzzle. And I read in NKBV, is a Dutch mountaineering magazine, they said everyone has their own ultra marathon. Someone runs it in one go, and someone does it in steps for life. Yeah. And it's also a choice.
Yeah, I think the charting of myself is better in pieces, because I can live of the moments longer. Yeah. If it's on a wall, you forgot. Yeah. And I always make a little book for the moments, and it's there's only a half stand. It's the thing. And I was some years ago, I had a problem with my heart, and it was, I don't know, and I read all the things, and I was smiling all the day, and so it was, I had a cool life. And it's also the thing, if I die today, it was a good day. And this is the question I always ask me. If I had a bad day, I think I can't die now. Yeah. I want to have a good day at the end.
I like it. Let's have a good dinner. Thank you.
Perfect.